Hello everybody, I'm TychoCelchuuu and this is a Men of War Assault Squad video. We're playing Frontlines, so this is me and my ally attacking, and then the next video will be me and my ally defending. So I hope that makes all sorts of sense to you. Let's read the tip at the bottom. Obstacle penetration. In tank battles, it's always a good idea to place an obstacle between you and the unit that's shooting at you. Upon hitting or passing through an obstacle, even an armor-piercing round loses some of its kinetic energy and becomes less effective. Building stone fences, brick walls, another obstacle. Damn, I didn't make it. Was not fast enough. But you got the gist of it. Place your tank behind stuff, because even if they can shoot through the stuff, they'll lose speed. The round will lose speed as it passes through, lose kinetic energy, and then it's less likely to penetrate. Because Men of War has a fantastic tank penetration model, which I was thinking about just the other day. If you've ever heard of Combat Mission, that's like a sort of simultaneous turn-based war game, very realistic sort of thing, but even that doesn't have tank penetration as detailed as Men of War. They sort of simplify things a bit. So Men of War is really probably in like the top 5 games with tank penetration, and like 3 of the other ones are tank sims and the other one's a war game or something. So hooray, Men of War. We all love Men of War. And so, like I said, this is Frontlines. We get a couple minutes to set up our attacking units. Actually, the defenders really get a couple minutes to set up their defending units. We're just dicking around and buying stuff. I'm a little worried because thus far my ally has bought a crap ton of artillery, so I'm worried he's going to be one of those jerks who just sits back and shells things with artillery, and so that would not be good. I bought an M20 right off the bat. This is a nice little scouty thing. It's got a bit of armor, but not a whole lot. About as much as the M8, except the guy on top is slightly more vulnerable. It also comes with a bazooka and 5 rounds, which is nice. I'll just give that to a rifleman who I bought individually. He'll pick up the bazooka and the 5 rounds. So first I go for the rounds, can't really pick them up, so let's just grab the bazooka. I dropped them off the M8, you might have noticed. Or, not the M8, the M20. You can just, like, open up the M20, open up the infantry, and just, like, magically drop stuff. So that turns out to have been a bad idea, because I can't pick up the rounds. I put my mouse over it, nothing, can't turn it into a fucking shit. I want to pick those, why can't I get, whatever. Giving it up. Giving up the dream. That would have been nice, though, right? If it had worked. So, yeah, I buy an M20 because it's nice to sort of poke and prod towards the opponent's lines, try and figure out what is going on, figure out where the AT guns and stuff are. It's very cheap as light vehicles go, but it's got more armor than like a Jeep or something. Can't just be shredded by small arms fire. And I buy a Stuart for about the same reason, except the Stuart's heavier. It's got a much nicer gun, so that's going to be sort of my fire support. I don't like buying real heavy tanks or even medium tanks on the assault until I sort of know what I'm facing. Are there AT mines everywhere, in which case it doesn't really matter because I'm going to get detracked? Are there a lot of heavy caliber AT guns or stuff like that? So also it looks like my ally has bought a tank, and so he will hopefully be attacking. Before I forget, I want to mention the Steam group. People keep friending me on Steam because I haven't mentioned it in a while. If I don't, like, people friend me on Steam and then I reject their friend request, it's not because I'm a jerk. Well, no, it is because I'm a jerk, but it's also because I can't friend every random stranger who likes Men of War who friends me on Steam. It's like my friends list can't hold all you people. So I have a Steam group. It's the TychoCelchuuu fan club, which I will hopefully link in this video if I remember. So you can all join that and then talk with each other, talk with me. If you send me a chat request and you're in the fan club, I might respond, dude, go right. What are you telling me to go right? I'm going to go left, I'm going to go right. I'm going to attack every part of the map. If you want. See, I got mad at him, and then it turns out he's a nice guy, so I shouldn't have gotten mad at him. He's saying just do whatever you want. And yes, it's good for me to attack right, because I'm on the right and he's on the left, but it's also good for me to attack the middle and the left. Sometimes it can be more effective to punch through on one side of the map. Both players focus on one side of the map and punch through, and then you can attack the right from the side. Because obviously when they're setting up defenses, they're normally going to be thinking about you coming from the front, which makes sense because that's where you're coming from. But if you can assault from an area they weren't expecting, you'll often avoid mines, you'll avoid overlapping fields of fire, stuff like that. And it turns out sending my infantry over here was not good. They're getting all cut down by machine guns. But on the plus side, now I know where a machine gun is. My tank is getting cock-blocked by a truck. Haven't seen any AT yet. So here we are on the right. Things look fairly quiet. I'm worried about those sandbags you saw on the street. Those start there. Those are set up there automatically, but there could be people behind them that I'm afraid of. So I'm just going to try and sprint to the point and see what happens. Here we go, and there's people. so let's get out of there and not get shot. And look, it's Puma too. So now my number one priority is that Puma, because it's a big ticket item. Oh, I should talk about Frontlines. Last Frontlines video I made in Assault Squad, I was whining about how they fucked it up, and some people replied, and my ally takes care of that. Thank you. His steward got it. Some people were... I was whining about how Frontlines was fucked up, and some people were responding, it's not fucked up, there's blah 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 blah. So this is my apology video for screwing that up, and I will talk about whether or not Frontlines is a fucked up game mode at some point. Short answer, not really. I just crushed 3 benches. Holy crap, I am a horrible person. Those benches were paid for by tax dollars. They're probably not even in Germany, so it's not like Nazi tax dollars, it's like good people tax dollars. Maybe we're in Nijmegen. It's that Dutch city. I just looked up how to pronounce it. Hey, maybe it's even still on Wikipedia. Let's see if that tab is open. How do I pronounce Nijmegen? Nijmegen, I think. Nijmegen. Oh, my steward died. That's what happens when you minimize. You don't see what happens. Of course, during the actual gameplay, I did not minimize because that would be a bad idea. Also, it screwed up the video. Looks like my ally somehow got his steward shot up too, but not quite as bad. Oh shit, it's a Hetzer, and phew, thank you, ally. I love how the track gets damaged by the steward, and so it sort of turns like it just goes out of control and it's facing the wrong way, so it's fucked. That's just really funny. The steward getting a lot of good penetrations, but all it's doing is like fucking up the crew inside, and finally I think it blows up. Right? Can't tell. But yeah, that's the problem with the Hetzer. You know, if you get immobilized and you're facing the wrong way, not gonna happen. Oh yeah, I'm repairing my steward, and now the Hetzer's knocked out. So, not making a lot of progress on either side, but that's okay. If you notice the points in the upper right, so the way Frontlines used to work was the defenders would be getting points right now, just for holding on to all the stuff. Their points would be ticking up, our points would not be ticking up, and you would get points based on how many things you killed, which is actually how it's going right now. So we've killed 66 points worth of units, and they've killed 39 points worth of units, and so that's how it works. And oof, that was a Panzer Shrek. That's kind of bullshit. I'm not sure that should really happen. It's like using an RPG in Quake or something. But that plus the machine gun is really really hurting me. I shouldn't have been bunching up my guys, but that's still kind of dumb. So I've occupied that building, if you notice. So the way Frontlines used to work was the defenders would be getting points right now, and so that would give the attackers an incentive to attack. Like every second you're not capturing, like the more points they held, the more points they would... Okay, the more locations they held, the more points, like in the upper right, what is your score points, the more points they would get. I'm not sure how I got MG42. I guess that guy shooting through that underpass sort of thing. So that decrewed my artillery, but no, that's my AT gun. I was about to say, why did I buy artillery? Then I realized, no, it's an AT gun, because I was scared about a Hetzer or a Puma or something else pulling the same thing that those two did, driving up the road, and then instead of heading left, heading straight to me, so I was worried about that. So the way Frontlines used to work is based on how many of these locations they held, the defenders would be getting points every second, and that would give the attackers an incentive to attack, because you want to stop them from getting all these points. Now it doesn't work like that, now it's just based on kills. But the attackers still have an incentive to attack because they get a shit ton of points when they capture the front lines, those 2 large points if you look on the minimap, and then they get another shit ton of points if they capture the other, flamethrower, if they get another set. So I'm worried that I'm on fire, but it looks like he set the wrong building on fire, so I think I'm cool. Fire will spread, of course, it will propagate in Men of War, so you gotta be careful, but he just laid dynamite. I just noticed that now. I don't think I noticed that dynamite while I was playing. I figured he just like dropped something and kaboom, that's a big explosion. Take out that whole house, or that whole side of the house. Don't you love Men of War, these big explosions and stuff? So here's an M8, another sort of light vehicle. It's got a big gun, unlike the M20, so I figure it'll be able to shoot its way. Oh, and I am on fire, by the way. The fire propagated to that house, so I told my guys to get out, but one of them burned to death anyways. Sorry. And I also dropped some smoke grenades here, so to give myself some cover. Look at that M8 spazzing out the guy on top. So now I know he's got a Panzer Shrek guy right there, so I'm worried about my M8. I'll send some people there instead, but he's using it like the Quake rocket launcher again and killing all my people, and Jesus Christ, that fire is spreading like a motherfucker. So yeah, now the way Frontlines works is if you capture those 4 big points, the 2 in the front and the 2 in the back. You get massive infusion points each time. And there goes this Panzer Strike guy. Fantastic. Should not have run in front of my M8. So I don't like it as much as the old Frontlines mode. Right now the attackers only have an incentive to attack if they want those extra points. If you notice the points in the upper right, we have 92, they have 58. We could sort of just like keep doing this, right? Like, we haven't captured any. Oh no, we've captured 2 points. I got that one on the right about the same time my ally got the one on the left. So we've captured 2 points, but really, what has that done for us? Not much. If we wanted to just like hang back and shell them for 20 minutes, that would probably be better. But so I don't like it nearly as much as the old Frontlines mode, but it's still better than I thought in my past Frontlines video, because you do get a lot of points for capturing the 2 main points and then the 2 back main points. So if you can do that, and your opponent can't do that, then you'll pretty much win. So here's my M5 AT gun, not set up in the best position, kind of behind the thing, but I can just pull my vehicles back, use these buildings as cover, and get a nice shot. That was a pretty good shot. They fired almost as soon as they set up. And now I'm just really hoping he penetrates the Hetzer, which is possible, but not super likely. I did take out the track, but unfortunately in this case he was facing right at me. Nice armor-piercing shot right through that thing, so I gotta recrew it. Not sure why he hasn't switched to high explosives yet. I don't know. I guess he's just trying to knock out the gun with armor-piercing. Boom! Thank you, M5 AT gun. Wonderful penetration on the Hetzer. Hit a weak point. Big explosion, so now we can move forward in the gap created by the dead Hetzer. I figure I won't have to deal with the tank for a while. Time to move in with the armor. But nope, Stuart has to hang back and shoot some people. So, always trying to exploit sort of like flashpoints like that. If you knock out an enemy's tank or something, it's like, what are the chances they've got 2 tanks there? You know, not so great. They were probably hanging around there for the Hetzer. So here we see him buy a Stug and immediately come up and take out 2 of my vehicles with 1 shot. But I did have a window of opportunity while the Hetzer was dead, and in fact I could have sort of dashed across the street and gotten into cover on those buildings on the left. Whatever. So they're buying a lot of Stugs and Hetzers, and that's a pretty good choice on a Frontlines matches, especially in a really built-up city like this, because mostly you're going to be firing down the streets. One dude shoots down the street, the dude at the end of the street fires back, and so you don't have to worry really about not being able to shoot to the left or the right. What you really want is that good frontal armor to fight your way through the streets. So that's why a Hetzer or Stug is a nice purchase. And so I'm buying a normal squad, a rifleman squad or whatever they're called, and I'm sticking them in this house. And the idea is that they'll get in those windows that have overlook over this plaza, and then I'll be able to move in with my assault infantry. And it looks like my ally is faster than me. He's taken his 2nd point on the left, and we haven't yet. So we have 160 points versus their 97. So like I said, we could sort of be chilling in the back, sipping on Mai Tais, and Mai Tai is a drink, right? I'm not just making it up. Sipping on sipping on hot tropical drinks and just chilling out. But we're not. We're attacking because we're baller. And we'll see. My Stuart, I decided to just run across the street. I think I waited until he fired to run across the street. I should have been paying more attention at that. But now I'm safe, nestled in between these buildings, and the Stuart's going to provide the heavy fire support, plus those people in that building laying down some really heavy fire. He's still taking some fire, but that's working out pretty well. Trying to get an HE round loaded, but that's not doing so great. Okay, I said it was working out pretty well. It's only working out kind of well. Look, I have a 2nd Stuart on the left. He's here to save the day! Ta-da! Except I'm a retard, and I drive right into there without checking for infantry first. I eat an AT grenade, and I deserved that. I sort of figured my infantry had that covered, but of course my infantry are all in the building. They can't really see out that side, so I should have seen that coming. I execute that guy. Not after taking a few losses. That was kind of bad, but that was entirely my fault. Never drive in when there could be infantry, because you could lose a tank. So we still have 177 points, so they're 120, so things are working well. We're using light tanks, and they are using heavy tanks. Well, heavier tanks, normal tanks. We're using light tanks, they're using normal tanks, and they're getting knocked out just as much as us. So that's a pretty good trade, all things considered. And really what we want to do is push forward and take these 2 front lines. We have 11 minutes left, so we got to take that. And whatever we do, we want to end the match with more points than them if we can't take the front lines, because when they get the chance to attack, if we end with more points than them, then especially if we haven't taken the front lines. Then it's just going to be like, well, don't let them take the front lines, and don't let them get as many points. And, you know, there's a fair chance for that to happen, because we'll be on defense, and kind of it's easier to get points on the defense. Although, the thing is, since attackers have artillery now, they can sort of just sit back and shell the defenders, and the defenders can't do much about it. And the defenders do have to keep buying units, because obviously you can't leave yourself completely undefended, because then they can just roll in, so it's a bit of a catch-22. But of course that's how real war works, so I think I've sort of come around and decided that maybe it's okay for attackers to have artillery in front lines, but it would be much better if attackers had artillery in front lines and we had the old frontline scoring system. That, I think, would be ideal. I really think defenders should get much more benefit for being on defense, because that would make the attackers really have to attack. But I guess this is friendlier to newbies who don't know what the fuck they are doing, because like 90% of people who play Men of War Assault Squad don't know their ass from a... Oh, here's the time when I waited for him to fire and then went across the street. Okay, 90% of people don't who play Men of War don't know their ass from a hole in the ground, so a lot of times you'll play with people in front lines and they'll just like buy artillery and sit in the spawn and shell people. And frankly, they would probably do that even if the defender points ticked up, because they'd be too retarded to realize that they should be attacking. So luckily my ally is a very good... well, I'm not sure if he's a very good player, but he's a good player. He's attacking just like I am, and so... Luckily he's not doing that, but if my ally were the kind of stupid idiot who hung back and shelled the opponent with artillery, then he would have a chance to win in this new Frontlines game mode, because all that matters is how much you kill if nobody's capping any points, and it's fairly easy to kill people when you have artillery and the opponent doesn't, because defenders don't get artillery. So yeah, not a huge fan of the new scoring system, but it's not quite as awful as I made it out to be in my previous video. My fault. So, how are we doing? I don't know. We have 9 minutes left, and we probably looking like we're not going to cap the backmost set of points, so it probably wouldn't be worth it to even try, but it would be worth it to try and cap this frontmost set of points. We've moved up, and the next 2 points that we capture are these big ones. Ouch, that really hurt when that building collapsed and killed some of my people. Careful sticking your people in buildings. They're fragile things, and if they start falling apart, then your people will start falling apart to death. Body parts. Yep, a girder just fell on one of my guys. Doesn't that suck? He was the assault squad leader, too. Performance drop experience by iced Cuban army dude. I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean. Iced Cuban army dude. Does iced mean, like, frozen? Or does it mean, like, iced, like this new thing that all the kids are doing, where you ice somebody by, like, surprising them with a Smirnoff Ice, and then they have to drink it right there. Or they have to get down on the knee and drink it. That's a thing that people do, because life is boring. So this Stuke is giving my ally a bit of trouble. I'm just hoping to get some shots in with his M5. I've moved forward, but he's taken losses. Haven't really used my M8 for anything up till now. He's sort of been chilling in the back, so it's time to move him forward. Oh no, my Stewart took a hit from the Stuke. That'll let my M5 get some shots off if this guy will get out of the way from the front. But they have to load, and then they have to fire. Yay, crew injured. So that's basically crew contused from the old Men of War, or crew stunned. Basically the shell goes through, messes with some stuff, and they're all like, holy shit, but they don't actually die or anything. But the tank is stunned for a while. So you see me run forward. Oh shit, there's a machine gun, run back. So this is going to be a tough nut to crack unless I can get a grenade over, so let's do that. And it's sort of twitchy and blah 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 blah, and I'm trying to get it there, and oh look, that looks good. Oh well, that doesn't look quite as good, and oh, it bounces off the building, and meanwhile I'm being grenade holocausted over on the right. Out of the original squad of like 7 or 8 people, there's like 2 people left, so I try and pay him back with his own grenade, cook it a bit. But that was bad micro on my part. After the first grenade went off, I should have really gotten those people out of there, but I was too busy trying to grenade that machine gunner on the left. Let's grab some stuff. Take things from dead people. I like the new little icons they added. They've done some UI updates since I last made a Men of War video. On the mini-map, you can see tracers, and you can see north, south, east, west markers. Well, no, you can't see tracers on the mini-map. You can see whatever's being fired, bullets and stuff flying back and forth. Obviously, you can't see anything right now because they're not happening. You can also see the little resupply icon above somebody's head when they're resupplying. You can see the little repair icon above their head when they're repairing. So I like how they keep improving Men of War. I don't like how they keep putting out this useless DLC. Nobody wants to buy more skirmish maps, guys, but I do like how they keep improving. Otherwise, Assault Squad a great game, and it's just gotten better. And I'm trying to get my M8 out of here, but these tank traps are in the way, so I'm gonna hit it with a AT grenade. And right then, my ally asked me to move, so that's some synergy right there. Cool guy, right? Asked me to move right as I'm moving. Good stuff. I feel like I had something else to say about something. Nope, maybe not. I figure it's about time to spend my hero units. We have 5 minutes left. We're not making it to the back line, so now our goal is just to take the front lines. Mass production is nice. It gets 2 fairly beefy Shermans, so I click on that because I would like 2 fairly beefy Shermans, please. And that pretty much uses up all my pop cap, so now I can't really buy anything. But, oh, and I buy a Lee, too, at some point. Lee is an abomination of a tank. It looks ridiculous, but it's the lightest tank you can get with a nice gun on it. So I buy it, and I also bought a conscript, so I can send people into their doom and spot for me. This is a tough place to assault because the ramp goes up. It's sort of tough to shoot over the ramp. That was dumb. I should not have sent my M8 into there. He got fucked 6 ways this Sunday, but that's okay because he is providing me a bit of cover, and while people shoot at him, I don't have to worry. Sturm Tiger. So that's what a Sturm Tiger does if you've never seen it. It shoots a big shell that misses your Lee because the Lee is moving, and it knocks out every building around there, which basically just opens things up for me. It just makes it easier. But if that had hit my Lee, it would be dead. So now I have like 10 minutes before the Sturm Tiger reloads, but once the Sturm Tiger reloads, I'm in trouble. Very important that I reversed my Lee right there. You see me do that, and that saved my life from that Panzerschreck guy, and then I was then able to kill him with the infantry. So now I'm moving forward on this point, and I'm actually doing fairly well. Those are like tank crewmen and conscripts in there and stuff, and assault squad. But mostly it's it's never letting up the pressure. I've been alternating. First I sent in the M8, then I sent in the infantry, then I sent in the Lee, then I sent in the infantry, now I'm sending in the Lee again, and here comes more infantry. It's the constant pressure keeping it up that has let me push forward and start to take this point. And I have to take out that Sturm Tiger before it reloads, because otherwise I am fucked with a capital fuck. And unfortunately it looks like it may have reloaded. Oh no, it's just firing with its whole machine gun, trying to get this little guy up there with his AT grenade. He's backed out too far. I really want to hit the engine of that thing with the AT grenade. That's the only way to do some damage, and unfortunately I just wasn't able to. Trying to take out the tread too with the Lee, that just wasn't happening. So maybe I can get it with Panzerschreck now, because Panzerschreck has fantastic destructive potential, and hopefully there's a round in there or something, or I can pick it up. And nope, hull machine gun, just killing everybody. It's a very odd hull machine gun. I'm not sure why it's not firing more than it is. Oh, it's because he's firing a Sturm Tiger. Luckily, he overshoots. Track damage is sort of tough to aim on a slope, so, Oh, you know what I should mention? My Google AdSense account. I'm up to like $60 or something in that thing. So once that reaches 100, they actually pay me. And then the question is, do I cash out the 100 and buy a slightly better graphics card, or wait and then buy an even nicer graphics card? Because once I get a nicer graphics card, these Men of War videos will look nicer. This actually is not on high. A lot of the settings are turned down a bit so that I can get a nice frame rate while I'm recording. So thanks to you people watching the videos, oh no, there goes my Sherman. But I have another. So he's got a Veteran Tiger, which is kind of annoying as hell, because those are really good, and he's brought out all the stops, but it's okay because I've already taken my point. And look at the little flag in the upper right. You see those 2 flags? Those show the position of the flags we're trying to cap right now. They don't show the literal position. That one on the left shows it's being capped, so it keeps going like left, up, down. Actually, quick, look at the points. 773 points for us, 342 for them. So even if we weren't capping this point, we have 2 minutes left, we would still be fairly well ahead, but my ally... Oh, look, I'm helping my ally. See, these people behind this wall are very important, because that infantry squad, like Panzer Grenadiers or something, would be assaulting my ally right now on the left while he's trying to take that point. So that would be very bad, and by intercepting these people, I'm actually making a big difference right now. So I'm an awesome person. I don't know what just blew up. Oh, my Sherman did some real damage. Good gun on the Sherman, and not for long, though. That was a direct Sturm Tiger hit. Ooh, but now I feel like I can move my AT gun forward and the thing forward. Right now I'm sacrificing everything to give my ally the chance to cap that thing on the left. We have a minute 37. We gotta take it. Gotta take that point. And now we get it. Look at our points. 3,367 versus 390. So now they have to basically cap the front lines when they're attacking in the next phase. If they don't, we're going to have just such a massive point lead that there's no way they're going to be able to come back. And so really at this point, I should not be fighting at all, because every person who dies just gives them points. But if I can knock out this Tiger and this Sturm Tiger, it's going to be massive, because you get points based on how much you kill, and the Tiger and the Sturm Tiger are worth huge amounts. So if I can kill these 2 things, it's going to be a big deal. That was bad. So far so good, Ice Cube and Army Dude. Yes, 51 seconds left. So far so good. So really I'm just going all out trying to frontal armor kill this Tiger tank. It's not really happening, but like I said, it would matter quite a bit. I think I just killed my own turret on that. No, it looks like that Tiger's firing. We have, he wasn't looking at the clock. But yeah, unfortunately I don't knock out the Tiger or the Sturm Tiger, but if I had, that would have been really, really good, right? And I think it was worth it losing all those units because Lucky Shot would have gotten me something. I don't know. That's bad. That's really bad. Oh, well, stop killing your men. Yeah, as if I'm deliberately killing my men. Thanks, man. Like, yeah, I'm totally doing that on purpose. Whatever, no time to argue with him, so I just type OK. So I hope you enjoyed this match, and the next match I will eat some ice cream.